Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Yeah, he is going to... Dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now it's Herbert. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He's got his man on the crossing route. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
3rd down from the gun, it's Mond. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner. But to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Eluding the pressure right. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Jerry Tillery in there to drop him for a loss on the play. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Open man here is Conklin. And some room to roam now. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Cook. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on 1st and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
Oh, now a running play here with Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Cook, they'll try and run it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful.
Chargers 6.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They're at the halfway point of the season, Charles. 8-0. What a great start. Clearly a Super Bowl contender, if not the outright favorite, through 2 months to win the whole thing.
Well, there aren't too many bad things you can say right now because this team is playing pretty well. They've had a couple of injuries that could plague them down the stretch, but their intensity doesn't waver. I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through them in the playoffs, and if you're on their road, things could be bumpy for you.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So, Charles, this defense is going to have its hands full all game long, you'd have to figure, facing the man second in the NFL in passing yards. What's the course of action here defensively?
Well, we all know that every down seems to have equal importance.
Touchdown, Chargers! Jalen Guyton with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for 2. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the 2-point try. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he is into the end zone as that pushes the lead up to 6. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot. And people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple...
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of...
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Jalen Guyton with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. Flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mond, a quick throw, complete. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Mond looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Roquan Smith racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a pretty poor return as he will dive to the ground to give himself up. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, LA! For Justin Herbert, we saw the big arm in his days at Oregon, of course. Saw it even more in his rookie season with the Chargers. And if anything, it appears to just continue to get stronger. Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for 2. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the 29, Mond. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Asante Samuel. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because
touchdown! That's caught at the 1. Keenan Allen. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will extend this big lead.
Vikings 8.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's had himself a game.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Mond. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Here's Mond. They're going for it. They'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Jalen Guyton on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chargers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble. Think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it...
it'll be intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. Oh, he shifts past him, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Mond. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
This pass finds its way to Williams. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert eluding the pressure right. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Back to throw here, Herbert. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2nd down and goal. Herbert. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Herbert now. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Now Mon. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Mon now off of play action.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Mon going to throw it.
They'll dump this off to Cook.
And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. On first down, here's Mon.
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Off the play fake, Mon.
Escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But this has not been going the way that he thought prior to the game. Probably figured he'd be able to throw a few more downfield, but he's having to run around for his life back there. They've already gotten to him a number of times. They'll keep coming after him in the pass rush. My advice, shorter passes. Get the ball out of your hand.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now a first down throw complete downfield. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Jalen Guyton, 60 yards. And this Charger offense is running away with this one. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if...
Left sideline, a dime, and it looks like he's got it.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Again, it's Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the rookie Asante Samuel. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. None. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, here's Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And two of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making. Both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Roquan Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Running for it, here's Cook, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Flushed out right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Jalen Guyton. 32 yards. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Devin McCourty brings him down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Open man here is Conklin. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Mond looks to throw. And now here's another interception. Derwin James with a pick.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this one is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Herbert. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. A field goal gets them closer, but they say no thanks. We want the lead. Here we go on 4th. Herbert. Looking for Nelson and a diving catch. He's got it.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
On 2nd and goal, Herbert. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.